Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Well, I'm not but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
And they're rocking and rolling across the hallway at the Gene Woods Racing Experience and the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. So come on down and check it out. Hey, On Pit Road Racing is ready to go. Daniel Suarez has got a new ride. He'll go in the number 7 for Spire Motorsports in 2026. That pretty much cancels out the thought of Kyle Busch leaving and joining. So Suarez in the number 7. NHRA is back in town next weekend for you. The IMAX series, the Bandoleros and the Legends are running at the Bull Ring. That is right. We've got racing here and no settlement with NASCAR 2311 in front row. Matt Hagen from the NHRA and Tyler Reff from Nice Motorsports will join this program. On Pit Road Racing, season number 15, show number 33 starts right now.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's On Pit Road Racing.
Road Racing live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Scratch with a K down there in the Nutshack Studios, and Bunny is getting ready to take a trip here in a couple of weeks. I feel she's going to get smashed.
Smashed. Lucky
Smashed.
Rabbit's name's food.
Good afternoon or good evening to you, Scratch in Daytona. How's the weather in Daytona Beach, Florida?
Man, it's beautiful out here, man. It's 72 degrees and sunny right here on the beach.
There you go, man. We got a nice 79 degrees and sunny skies here in Las Vegas. There you go, man. Looking good. We're ready to rock and roll. Hey, coming up in about 12 minutes or so, NHRA Nitro Funny Car driver from Tony Stewart Racing, Matt Hagen, is going to join us, man. Oh, I love Matt. Hey, listen. Yeah, I'll wait for the intro, but we got us a good old boy from Virginia coming on the show today, man. He's a farmer. He grows a little CDP products for the people that need some pain relief and help. And of course, he's a multi-champion for Tony Stewart Racing. And Scratch, I don't know if you saw it, but next weekend I'm going to be out there, and Dodge is going to unveil the 2026 Tony Stewart Top Fuel driving machine, and R&L Carriers and Mobile One will be the primary sponsors on that bad rocket, buddy. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to this.
It's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
The smoke comes to us next weekend, buddy. I'm telling you. All questions, we're going to open it up. All questions will be up. There's one thing, Scratch. We're not going to talk about the Kevin Ward incident. That's a dead horse that's been beat to death. We're not going into that. We're going to talk NHRA. And I do have one question for Tony next week, Scratch. If Tony Stewart was back in NASCAR, if he was the commissioner or the president, what would he change? There you go, buddy. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot.
I think I just ought to give him Allen's Racing Rules and we'd be done with it right there.
Yeah.
How about that? Got your shoes, man?
I do. Hold on.
All right, grab the shoes. While you do that, I'm going to tell everybody right here, we want to thank our partners on Pit Road Racing each and every Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m. here on the West Coast, 6 p.m. on the East Coast. Once again, today, about 15 minutes or so, Matt Hagen will join us here live from the Carolinas and the Virginia, talk a little NHRA racing for us. Then coming at the bottom of the hour, a great local kid, Scratch. Watch this kid run super late models, bandoleros, and legend cars. Tyler Reff will be with us. He just signed a brand new deal with Nice Motorsports, buddy, and he's going to debut next weekend at Phoenix in that truck, man. So we'll have him on today. So it should be a good one out there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Show him the shoes, buddy. Here we go. Let's show
shoes. Yeah, I knew I forgot something. I mean, I didn't forget. They're right here, but I just didn't put it in place where I could reach it. So
there you go. Scratch has got his. I got mine. It's a chance for you to take part. All of our partnerships are sold out for the 2025 season, but we're getting ready to put everything up for 2026. Your business can take part of this. It's a nonprofit all the way around. All the money that gets sent in to help partnership this program goes to buy these shoes that Scratch has got. I've got them. We send them out. They are heart shoes. They're made for needy men, women, and children for necessary good health and positive development. All you need to do, you see the ticker right there. Let me pop it right back up. I'm one ahead of it. There it is. Just hit the donate button, World Wide Web, hotshoehof.com. And, man, put that donation in there. If you need the forms, we'll send it to you tax-free off on your income taxes. Want to thank our show partners really quick, man. On Pit Road Racing and Gene Woods Racing Experience, the Woods Family Sandwiches, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Atlanta Motorsports Park, Red Line Scooters, Hammer and Harry's, and the Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino. You see all of them scrolling across the board right there for you. All righty. Scratch, man, anything? Let's talk real quickly. Let me pull it up here, man. Let me get back to my panel and throw this up a little bit about the Hot Shoe and also the High Bank show that each is in every Friday afternoon with you, my friend.
Yeah, man, the High Banks every Friday afternoon here in the local area on the great voice of Volusia County, WSBB. It's 106.9 on your FM dial right here in our area, or you can get it on AM 1230. You can also stream it on TuneIn. It is every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I am joined on the back half of the show for a Racing Around the Country segment where we bring guests in. And I'm joined right here by my guy, my broadcast partner, one of my bestest buddies, Alan Michaels. He joins me for that segment right there. We give it to you the last half of the show. So tune in, the High Banks, every Friday, 5 o'clock on WSBB.
There you go. Right there it is. Great program down there. And, of course, we're going to be joining here in just about 6 months. So the cat's out of the bag. We are moving. Las Vegas, that's right, on Pit Road Racing. The WCOBM is leaving its home here. What's been here over 15 seasons here. Of course, Gene's had the network up for about 17, 18 years. So we're going to pack the whole caboodle up, and we're moving it down to Daytona Beach, Florida. Scratch, we've been looking at apartments. Things are looking good. And I spoke to my good friend, Michelle, who's the general manager over at the Dick's Last Resort there on Daytona Beach. So if we need to, buddy, we could be doing the show from Dick's Last Resort. We're more than welcome to come on down. We'll have some good food and talk some racing till we get our permanent fixture set there in Daytona Beach. So we're not going nowhere. But
that's interesting. I'm going to talk to you after the show for like 5 extra minutes. So hopefully you won't have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, I got a can if I need it.
Sometimes you got to go pretty quick when the show is over.
So, yeah, man, it just depends on how many of these Red Bulls I get in me today. That's it. And in fact, I'm just working on a deal, closing it up. It's going to be the official energy drink for us in 2026, my friend. So get ready to drink them because we're going to get a bunch of them sent to us. That's
I love them. That's what I drink, Red Bulls. When I'm drinking energy drinks. I had one earlier.
Coming up about 6 minutes away, NHRA NITRO funny car from Tony Stewart Racing. Matt Hagen will join us. let's go ahead and get racing weather and around the track settled in, Scratch. So when Matt joins the show, we can get right to him, and I'll get it started off. Racing weather is brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific, Suite 106. They're right there in the Henderson, Las Vegas area. If you need more information about pickup or catering, log on to the World Wide Web at wfsandwiches.com. Scratch NASCAR All 3 Series is heading to the paperclip this weekend. One of my favorite tracks, Martinsville Speedway. Man, weather is looking good. Friday and Saturday, sunny skies with a daytime high right in the mid-60s. Nighttime lows going to be cool for the campers, Scratch. Lows in the low 30s. So bring the blankets and extra firewood, that's for sure. Sunday, looking cloudy skies, 20% chance of a shower, high right around 60. Here's the rule it's always been in Martinsville. If it's beautiful on Friday, she's raining on Sunday, man. So get ready. It could be a long day. And, of course, Martinsville now has lights on it, so they could go to the wee hours there if they need to. F1 is going to be rolling south of the border. They're going to visit Mexico City this weekend. Mostly sunny skies all weekend long with a daytime high in the mid-70s, dropping off into the mid-50s for a nighttime low. NOS Energy, one event on the schedule for you this weekend. They're going to be heading out and going to be looking right at Arrowhead Speedway. Cloudy skies, chance of rain is 70% with a daytime high at 59, 43 for the nighttime lows. Scratch, the NHRA and the American Beer Modifieds are both off this week, and High Limits wrapped up their season. I don't know if you caught it. We'll talk about it in chat. Rico Brew, buddy. Man, he kicked their butts. He rolling, man. So he's the champion for High Limits. And racing weather brought to you by our good friends at the Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific, Suite 106, Las Vegas. Right there. More information, wfsandwiches.com. Scratch, get ready to take us around the track because it's brought to you by our good partners at the Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino, located in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, 855-384-7263, or log online at downtowngrand.com to book your stay right now. The official hotel, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame and on pit road racing, is the Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino. Around the track, take us there, Scratch.
All right, I'm going to take you guys around the track. Buckle up, get your helmets on tight. Here we go. We're going to start right here locally in my area at New Smyrna Speedway. They're having an October Family Fun Night. It's a big show, too, because it's going to be featuring sprint cars, and it has a $10 general admission. 6 o'clock will be when they start qualifying to heats. They're doing trunk or treat, the track autograph session in the middle. They're going to have sprint cars, Bomber Bs, E-Mods, Bomber A, spectator racing, ground pounders, super stocks, all of that for $10 this Saturday at New Smyrna Speedway if you want some asphalt action with sprint cars. The sprint cars are doing 30 laps. You can go to newsmyrnaspeedway.org for more action there. Also right here in Volusia in Volusia Speedway Park, the Fall Classic will take place this Saturday. They're going to have a Fab 5 team. It's going to be treated with another round of action with dirt car modifieds, 604 late models, 602 late models, factory stocks, and 3/4 modifieds. You can get more information about that at Volusia Speedway Park.com. General admission $15 out there. So if you got dirt action in your local near me, you got all kinds of racing action this weekend. Monster Energy Supercross Series, the 2026 season opener. It's going to kick off January 10th in Anaheim, California. The Progressive Flat Track Series 2026 season opener, March 5th, right here in Daytona Beach. That is during Bike Week. Alan, you got something to add?
No, I'm just going to say, why don't we hold off on the rest of the round the track, because I'll tell you why. Our guest is here and he's ready to go, and I don't want to keep him waiting. How about that?
Let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's bring him in right now. Man, I'm going to tell you, Scratch, if one guest that I have always liked to have on this program, and I'm going to tell you, Roy's right. First of all, he's a straight shooting guy, and he don't talk no BS. Second of all, he's a great guy from the South, from the Southern Virginia, North Carolina. He's a farmer who got horses. He's got cattle. He raises a little and grows a little CDP product for the people that need a little help with pain, like myself. And he lies a good bowl of pinto beans, chopped onions, and biscuits and cornbread. He is the multi-champion from Stewart Haas Racing, Nitro Funny Guy, Matt Hagen. Good afternoon and welcome back to the show, sir.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it. If my youngin's running the truck, it's I'm out here. My little girl's got a cheerleading thing, and so I told him to be quiet. But always doing dad stuff whenever he can. I'm not home very often, and when I do, I try to pick my kids up and take them to school and all the sports stuff and everything else. So you never know what you're going to be doing or how long it's going to take or what happens with kids. So if they pop in here and start screaming or something, I apologize. But I told them to behave yourself,
No, that's all right. We like that. First of all, have you bought a junior dragster for any of the kids yet?
Well, I did, but their mama said, she said, I'll divorce you if you do that to me, you know. So it's one of them things where I think she sees the life I've had to live and be like a gypsy on the road and live out of a bag and on a plane, and she said I want better for that for my youngins than that. So you know, but I've been very blessed to do what I do, and you know, I've just now signed a multi-year extension with TSR and with Dodge, and we're real excited about that. I used to think my run would kind of come and go, and it's almost been 20 years being out here. And I tell you, everything's great except for I used to could sleep on that concrete floor, and now if I ain't got a great bed, I'm moving hotel rooms. So I guess I'm getting old, you know.
There you go, Scratch. Go ahead, take him to the first question, my friend.
Man, I'm trying to find him.
You trying to find him?
Yeah. So hey, tell. I'll start here though. Why don't you tell us how you got started in all of this? How like you had a 20-year career in this? I mean, tell us how the whole thing got started. What were you running first? What'd you do?
Yeah, man, it goes back to when I was 13 years old, and I didn't have a car by no means, but I had a four-wheeler, and I started dragging my four-wheeler to the Test and Tunes on Thursday nights, and beginner's luck or what, I won $130 at on a four-wheeler deal, but I didn't win the race. I runnered up, and at 13 years old, I was like, I just made $130. I mean, that was like unbelievable to me, you know, and
Right.
and had fun doing it, right? So I was like, man, I can make money doing this. Well, did that for a while, and then you know, finally got a license, and my dad's a car dealer, so I started stealing cars off of his used car lot, and I bring them back with the transmissions out of them and everything else. And he says, whoa, 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 what are we doing here, you know? And so helped me get an old Chevy 2 Nova with a 406 in it with a slapstick, and foot braked it for a little bit, and then I you know, won enough money doing that to buy an old Trans Am, man. And it looked like I cut my kid's swing set up and was racing with it, you know. But it had a 632 motor in it with two systems of nitrous, and I started running these quick eights, and you only had to be the quickest eight on the property. You didn't have to be, you know, just Billy Badass. You had to be the quickest eight to show up. And I got really good at setting up four link and you know, different things, getting my race car down a really rough racetrack. A lot of places probably shouldn't even been on, you know, but at the end of the day, we was racing for money, and you figure it out, man. And so was doing some of that, and started running up and down the East Coast, running some of these quick eights and mean 16s and all that kind of stuff. And you know, we'd roll out of a place, you know, with, you know, 30, 40,000, $50,000 in cash some nights, you know. And I said, well, hell, I can start making a living doing this, you know. So you know, did that for a little while, and then got some local sponsors through my dad's dealership. And you know, with some oil sponsors, because they're like, they pour a lot of Pennzoil and stuff back in the day and different things like that. And you know, just one thing led to another. I started to run the AMS series, the Pro Mod series. I ended up being rookie of the year in it, and you know, got some local sponsors. And then this guy that was sponsoring us, he called me up one day, and he said, the Pro Mod stuff's great, but I want you in a Feel Funny car. And I said, I don't know if I want to go that fast, you know. And he said, well, I was like 19 years old, and he says, I'm gonna throw $3 million at it, and if you don't want it, I'm gonna give it to somebody else. And I was like, well, I'm gonna find a way to take this guy's money, you know. So we so we ended up getting my NITRO license and run some IHRA, and I crossed over to NHRA one time at Indy, and that's the biggest race of the year for us, you know, for NHRA. And I've been running IHRA, and out qualified Force, Selzy, and Tommy Johnson Jr. on my own dime. And Don Schumacher come through my pit, and he was kind of like, hey, who are you and what's the deal, you know? And so he said, Gary Selzy's retiring. He said, I need a wheel man. He said, why don't you sell your hunk of junk and come drive my hunk of junk? And I said, well, that sounded like a pretty good plan to me. And so we sat down. I flew into Richmond and inked a deal there, and started driving for Don, and drove for Don for 13 years. And you know, won 3 championships with him over there. And then Don got kind of sick, and things kind of started to fall apart over there at DSR a little bit. And Tony decided he was going to have a team, and he says, well, why don't you drive my car? And I said, well, that sounds good to me. And so next thing you know, we roll over there, and second year in, I won a championship for Tony. And you know, we got us a new crew chief this year, and so I won championship with 2 different crew chiefs and a bunch of different boys wrenching and stuff like that. And I sure would like to win another championship with this new guy. Newt, he's been up and coming. Mike Knutson is his name, and he does a real good job. We've already won 2 races, which is I guess above and beyond what I kind of expected our first year to kind of be. You know, I figured it's going to be a little bit of learning curve, and we you know, we'll probably have some bumps along the way. You got to expect that a a new kid that's, he's been around Dickie Venables under him for 15 years, but you got to understand that every racetrack we go to, it's him making those calls and only him, and so it's a whole new bag of worms to kind of dive into, and so there's a lot of challenges and a lot of things that come up, but been super, super impressed with the kid. He does a really good job, smart guy. And he adapts well. So I think the biggest thing in these fuel classes that you have to, consider is that you never have the same parts and pieces, right? Like we buy clutch discs by the pallet, we buy, blower, like hundreds of blower belts, we buy, pistons by the pallet. I mean, it's just, these things eat parts, right? So you have to be able to adapt to different parts, different pieces, different conditions, that kind of stuff. And Newt does a really good job with that. And he always kind of gets us a good baseline, and we always got a really good race car underneath us, and we're sitting second in points. And everybody's out here chasing Proc, but at the end of the day, I think for what we have and the guy that's kind of leading the wagon here, he's doing a real good job, and I'm really happy. And obviously we want to win more races, but I didn't expect quite to win 2 right off the rip with him, because I know there's some growing period and some opportunity for him to make some mistakes. And and the funny kind of thing about mistakes, I don't ever feel like people make mistakes. Like the second time you do something wrong, it's a mistake. The first time is a learning curve, and so that's the kind of way I always tell my guys. I said, you didn't make a mistake, you just learned now. Don't let it happen again, kind of thing. So
Right.
so Mike has really not made a lot of mistakes. He's done a little bit of learning, but we're real proud of him, and I'm excited to see what the future holds with these next few years coming up.
Matt, 112 back coming in, 2 races left in the season, Las Vegas, and then the season finale at In-N-Out Burger Panoma. It's gonna be a tough weekend, man. I mean, you guys got to hit. I mean, to pick the points up. I mean, you're not out of it for sure. You're not out of it at all.
It's tough, man. I mean, you got to be realistic with everything. I think rolling into Texas, we were 20 points behind. Needed to have a really good race there. I mean, my season has been full of, I guess, parts and pieces that have been kind of parts failures. We've had 6 blowups this year, all due to parts failures and a bunch of different reasons why. I'm definitely not going to get into who's doing what or pointing the blame at this or that, but in the end result, because then they won't sell you parts or give you a discount or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, our struggles this year have been, obviously not performance wise. It's not been tuning wise or the guys putting it together. It's been issues that, from just parts breaking, man. And, unfortunately that sucks, because you can't control that. You know what I mean? Like we've had stuff that you're just, that it's like we broke a rod, number 7 rod, last weekend in Dallas, and it had 1 run on it, man. And you're going like, what? How do you get around that kind of stuff? But that set us up really bad for qualifying, because we drug it up there for that night session with a new manifold, new heads, and new blower, and it put a hole out, and then you're behind. And then the next day on Saturday, it's hot and it's greasy, and you can't move around in position, and so those little things like that, they bite you in the ass, man. And it's disheartening, because it's not your fault, right? Like it's not my guy's fault, it's not my fault. It's just, you buy these parts and pieces and you hope for the best a lot of times, and sometimes they fail. And our season has it's bit us. I really feel like we would be in this hunt even more, than what we are, because of that. But at the end of the day, you take your licks and you move forward, and you try to reevaluate what you're doing and what you're buying, and put the best stuff in front of you. And we still, like you said, I have a shot at it. We went out first round, lost by 6 thou to Paul Lee, in Texas first round, but he's a heavy hitter first round, and that's something that should have been a semifinal run or something like that. And but it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? So we go back, and we're ready to kind of go for Vegas. And I've won Vegas 5 times and trying to make it 6 now, and we got great record there. It's just, you got to Proc needs to have a rough weekend, and we need to have a great weekend, and then you're just points and a half back in Pomona, and you're back at it again.
There you go, Scratch. Go ahead. Yeah, I think you sort of answered the question.
Yeah,
about this.
okay, I was going to ask you how you felt about Vegas, but I think you pretty much answered that right there. I mean, with that many wins there, I would imagine you love it there. And do you like it 2 wide or 4? It would be another part of that question.
Man, I'm definitely not a 4 wide fan. I've won 4 wide. I've done everything at 4 wide. I've not, staged the car. I've red lit there. I've won the race. You name it. I've blown them up in 4 wide. The tough part about 4 wide is you can't ever see the other 2 cars leave. believe. So, as a funny car driver, you learn to listen to the motor. You understand when it's happy, when it's beating itself up, when you need to pull your foot out of it. Full wide racing, you have to make it go to the end, no matter what. I don't care if I'm on fire, if I'm, whatever the thing's not happy, if it's got holes out, so you put yourself in a situation to run four wide that gets pretty dangerous real quick for you as a driver, because you can't ever see those other two cars leave the line. So, like for me, my mentality on Sunday morning is I put my mouthpiece in, you pull down tight, and you make it go to the end on four wide racing, and that's just the name of the game with it. So, not a real big fan of four wide. I mean, and I think that for me, if we ran four wide, I would want to see us do the three like we do, and then you have a final for that last one where the two guys run the one out, and that way you get 4 rounds of racing instead of 3.
Right.
And your fans get to showcase the two guys in the final, because four wide, it's really hard for the TV, it's hard for the sponsors. One less round of racing, so just not a big fan. That's all.
Yeah, there you go. Have you ever thought about racing anything else when you were, growing up or anything else? I mean, have you ever thought?
Man, yeah. I've done circle track. Wasn't great at it after I crashed the third late model. My pops was kind of like, "You don't turn left very well," So did some of that. Tried some drag boat racing. I've run monster trucks. I mean, you name it, man. I've been very blessed to have an opportunity to jump in something and try it out. But kind of fell into my niche here with drag racing, and not the greatest bracket racer either, man. Like, bracket racing is super hard, and but always wanted to go faster, and always had a niche for being able to figure out how to do that, so always kind of ended up here in the pinnacle of the sport, running a fuel funny car for the last almost 18, 19 years now.
Joining us from his home and shop back in Southern Virginia is NHRA top Nitro funny car driver Matt Hagen is joining us. Of course, multi-champion and coming into Las Vegas. Man, got to be some excitement around the shop, man, with this merger that happened with Tony Stewart Racing and you guys with the lead now. And Tony's going to have a new car for next year. And now the pro stock people are all joining you guys. Man, I'm going to tell you, Matt, I think you guys all the way around from the Nitro version to pro stock, I think you guys have got the team to beat coming into 2026. I mean, you guys are stacked and packed, buddy.
I'm just glad to see Tony have a ride, man. He's not a very good spectator, and I know that he does it well just because that's what sometimes he had to do to start this deal. But after he's been in a fuel car, you get bit by that bug, man, and you just you got to find a way to do it. And him and Elite merging together like that to kind of combine assets and do different things. But Tony is one of those guys where he's always going to find sponsorship because he's Tony Stewart, man. Like he is the new John Force of NHRA, man, and that's just whether you like it or don't like it, it's just what it is, And like John has been so great for our sport for so long. Obviously, hated to see him have that wreck last year in Richmond.
Right.
And we won't even get into why, with all the tethers and all the safety stuff that they implemented to make it better, and end up not killing the legend of our sport, but killed his career with those tethers and everything else, and bouncing off the wall and everything else. But it was one of those things where he's it, man. Tony's the guy for NHRA, and great guy. I hear so much stuff when people talk trash on the internet, and I was like, man, if you only knew this guy or spent some time getting to know him, no one would say anything bad about him. He's one of those rich dudes that are just like a good rich dude, man. You know what I mean? Like, he does great things for other people. I've seen him put my car chief guy on a jet because his kid was in ICU. I mean, I've seen him fly people around and just does whatever it takes to try to help people, man. And like, when I see people comment stuff on the internet, it's like you want to just go like, private message to me like, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is a great guy. He's very competitive. He doesn't like to lose. And, who does, and like he told me one time, he's like, look, man, it might look like I'm pouting sometimes. He said, but I don't lose well. And he's like, I didn't get here to where I'm at today, in this world by losing well. And I was like, no, brother, I get it, man. You know what I mean? So, behind the scenes, he's everything that I'd hope for for a boss, and wasn't really sure because, like, I didn't really follow NASCAR that much, and when I first started driving for him, I was like, I better look this dude up and see what he's done, and I was like, oh my God, he's done a lot of stuff, and I was like, But you see all the YouTube videos about like, oh, he chucked a helmet, this and that. I was like, maybe I'll get a helmet chucked. And he's so the opposite of that. But I think,
Yeah.
you know, when you're talking about him competing and stuff, he gets very passionate about it, you know. So, but you want to see that out of a competitor, right? Like, you know, so for me, man, it's been great. I've been very blessed to be around that deal and be a part of it. And it's just been nothing but, you know, sky's the limit kind of stuff.
You know, there's two scratch. I'll let you get to the last question in a second. There's two names, Matt, that I can tell you right now that I don't think that they have any problems drawing money. A, Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan's calling a corporate sponsor, I can't. 9 chances out of 10, that sponsor is going to say, how much and when do you need the check? And I think the same thing falls with Tony Stewart, with his reputation of all the racing that he has done, the passion that he puts in. We were at an interview with you guys last year, and I could see the scratch. I could see the difference in Tony from his NASCAR days to his NHRA days, and it was a total 180-degree flip. He was relaxed. He took questions. I mean, you know, he had fun with us, and I'm looking forward to next Friday because I know Dodge has got this big announcement. We're going to be out there. That car is going to be there, and I'm looking so forward. Scratch, final question for our guest today. Take us there, buddy.
Sure, man. That was a lot of great words about a guy that can win in anything that can push the gas down. I'll tell you that, man. That's great to hear.
He's a good dude, man. He's
yeah,
a good
man.
dude.
We got a lot of young listeners too, and viewers that you know, watch our show, that listen to us, and you know, we know it's a tough sport and business out there. If you had any words of encouragement for the young people that are trying to get into sport or trying to race, what would your words of encouragement be?
I used to think it'd be about how the car races and wins, and everybody wants to win, man. But the car is just a tool. You find you a sponsor and you find someone else they do business with. The B2B business is where it's at. That's how you're going to keep yourself out here in the ride. That's how you're going to get more sponsorship. Just the hardest part, obviously, is finding the first sponsor. But once you find that first sponsor, figure out who they're doing business with. No different than back in the day when I introduced Pennzoil to Dodge, and now they're a direct pour. I mean, you're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars between the two companies, you know, between savings and making. And you do something like that, and you know, it ain't about a sticker and a smile. You can show two companies making and saving money together. You're gonna be doing what you want to do for a long time. So the B2B side of things is really where it's at. Focus on that. Obviously, it's very hard to get that one sponsor, but once you do, figure out who they do business with and figure out how to connect them and how to save money and go out there and just hustle that, man. You know, and that's for me. You know, I was really blessed with Don Schumacher that we had 8 race teams and we had eight different primaries, or probably, you know, even more than that, you know, because we had 2 or 3 on each car, and then all the you know, the associate sponsors and everything else. So it was really easy for me to pick up the phone and go like, hey man, you know, we got a New Holland sponsorship and we have the Sandvik deal over here that they do cutting tools and then the cutting oil and this and that, and like putting these people together and these companies together and figuring out how to save money is really where it's at. You know what I mean? So the B2B side of things is really, if you're really interested in racing and want to, you know, get a sponsor and keep a sponsor and figure out how to make them some money or save some money, and you're going to be out there for a while.
There you go. I got one quick thing. I don't know if you noticed, this hat I have on was given to me by Tony Stewart on his last year of NASCAR. I've had it all this year. If you see Tony this weekend, could you do me a favor and tell him to put a new Tony Stewart racing hat in, man? Because this thing's really getting old, man.
Yeah, is that a Mobil One hat?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah,
It's
Mobil One's been so great to us, man. You know what I mean? And they do such a good job out there. And I'm probably get my hand slapped for saying my old time with Pennzoil and stuff like that. But it's my history, right? Like it got me to where I'm at and all that other stuff. But Mobil One, they created an oil for us when we came over here to TSR, and you know, we were in the innovative state and different things like that. But man, Mobil's been great. I know they sponsor him, and they, you know, no different than like Simpson for him, man. Like he was like, pick whatever you want. And he said, but we get free Simpson stuff. I was like, well, we're picking Simpson. You know what I mean? So it's you know, but it's just, he's got so many great partners, and I'll definitely tell him to throw that in there, man. But at the end of the day, we're blessed to be where we're at, to do what we love, and to have the great partners that we do.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, join us from his home back in Southern Virginia. He is the multi-NHRA Nitro Funny Car Champion. He will be lighting up the strip coming up next weekend. And I want to tell you one thing, folks. If you've never been into the pits, you don't need a media pass. You don't need this. A general ticket gets you into the pass. You can step right up to Matt Hagen. If he's there, they're all going to sign autographs, and you can get you a good taste of Nitro. Man, I'm telling you, it'll rock your world. You get one breath of this stuff, and you will remember exactly where you were at That's it.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next Friday. We'll be down in the Tony Stewart Racing pits for this big unveil. We're excited and ready for you guys.
Hey,
Thanks
man,
so
let's
much.
let's put this Dodge, direct connection in the winner's circle, guys. Then we can come back on the show and talk about it.
There
Go
you
get
go.
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Thanks, Matt. Have a great weekend,
Thanks,
man.
Matt.
Thanks so much,
All right.
buddy. Appreciate that. You got it. All righty. Matt Hagen joining us out there. And Matt's sitting there. And look, he's right on time. There's our next guest. There is Tyler Reff right there. He's going to be taking his debut for Nice Motorsports. He's going to be driving in Phoenix. We're going to talk to Tyler right after this on Pit Road Racing. Scratch, take us to break, buddy.
Hey man, we got Alan Michaels out there in Las Vegas in the WCOBM studios. I am in the Nutshack Entertainment Studios and right on the old beach course here in Daytona Beach. We got more on Pit Road Racing on the way.
Tyler Reff joins us next. Everybody stand by.
At Hammered Harry's, we're not like other restaurants.
The hell do you want?
We're service with an attitude.
There's your food. Don't ask me for anything else.
Dishing out great food, strong drinks, weekly events, and a hefty serving of sass. Only at Hammered Harry's.
Right down in the downtown Grand and the Hotel Casino. Tyler was on there, and I lost his video feed. He's a dark screen. Tyler, there he is. There he's back. He's right there. Yes. How you doing, buddy? Scott, I got to watch this guy race him many times out the bullway, and this guy don't play around, buddy. He takes numbers and he kicks butt. Now, I've watched him. Good to see you, man. Tyler, good to see you, man. Don't know if you remember us, but man, we interviewed you in the pits at the bull ring several times. It's good to have you back. Congratulations on your ride here with Nice Motorsports. Scratch, take us away and talk to him, my friend. Ask the question.
Yeah, man, Tyler, congratulations on that ride. And why don't you tell everybody how you got your start in racing? I'm sure it wasn't that long ago, was it?
No, so I'm 18 now. I just turned 18 about 3 months ago, and I started racing when I was 4.5. My brother got a quarter midget when I was around 3 because he's a year and a half older, and he was driving it around and my dad's parking lot, my grandpa's parking lot, just practicing before he could go to the racetrack. And I think it was my Christmas present when I turned 4 that we both got quarter midgets, and we'd race in my grandpa's parking lot after hours when nobody was there. And after that, kind of just my addiction started, and I love the adrenaline rush and just the competition. Anything that has competition, I'm addicted to. So after that, we just got into quarter midgets and just did really good. And then my dad sold his business and kind of went all in, and probably I want to say 2015 when I was 8, and just lived on the road in a motorhome, racing quarter midgets all over the country, and just did really good and stuck to it. And now I'm fortunate enough to race for Nice Motorsports at Phoenix this year.
Tyler, being from the Las Vegas Henderson area, man, you're racing at the Bull Ring. I mean, man, you cut your teeth at the same track as, greats like the Bush brothers, the Trickles, former Senator Dean Heller, man, who brought one of the first big corporate sponsorships. What's it been like to race there, knowing the legends that we've had on the West Coast that have cut their teeth on that track, and now you're just part of that whole family, buddy?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, especially with having the similarity of the Bush brothers, as me and my brother both grew up there racing there and racing against each other. I mean, it's just, I don't know the word for it, but it's really cool. people like from the East Coast now that I live out here, like, oh, you race at the Boring? That's such a cool track. I want to race there, and I raced there for the past 4 years. So won a lot of legend and late model races there, and almost won the ARCA race there last year. So it's just really cool to grow up at such a historical track, especially with the Bush brothers and everybody that you named that races on that track.
Scratch, go ahead.
Man, every time we interview anybody that's racing Craftsman trucks on here, I tell them the same thing. It's my favorite NASCAR series by far, man. I love the trucks, man. So congratulations on your ride. Man, tell us what it's going to be like making your first NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series start with Nice Motorsports. What's it going to be like, man? How you feel about it? Tell me.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think the same thing as you do. I mean, on the weekends, there's not more racing that I'm looking forward to watching the truck series. Most of the time,
man.
I'll watch Xfinity Cup, but I'll definitely watch a truck race.
For sure.
So I think it's really cool, especially being in Phoenix. That was my first ARCA win and second ever ARCA race, and I was only 15 years old. So it just really fits my style, and I'm really excited to go there, especially in the 41 truck, as in I won the ARCA race there in the 41 car. So it's pretty nostalgic, and I'm just really excited to go there, especially in a truck with Nice Motorsports and everybody behind me at the Josh Wise program in Chevrolet.
Is this a one and done? And is this a one and done? Is this more like an audition for you for next season? And do you have plans for the 2026 season, Tyler?
Yeah, we do. Nothing's signed yet. Nothing's in stone yet, but I think we're definitely going to be continuing my next couple years in my career with Nice Motorsports. I mean, I like everybody over there. I'm there every day. I mean, I've been there the past couple of days at 7, and it just feels like family. You know what I mean? I've been doing pit practice, and Cody's really cool. Mike Shiplett's really cool. Phil Gold's really cool. Just everybody that works over there is just really cool and nice to me, and I fit right in. Actually, a couple hours ago, I was fishing with my tire guys. So just really cool family environment, and racing with my parents and how we ran our own race team back at the bull ring. It just really fits my style of team and really what I've been working for and looking for to make my truck debut with. And I'm excited for what we have next year.
Before you go, Scratch, I just wanted to throw this in there. You know, Tyler, man, they've got new blood. You want to call it new blood, new money, new investors, new people in with the team. And I really think that these guys are really, the Nice is really going to step up next year. I mean, I think they're going to be as competitive. Of course, we all know that Kellogg is moving to Dodge. They're going to field 4 to 5 trucks next year. Nice is always keeping 4 trucks in the line. And I think that you guys with this new positive energy that's coming into your team, I think you guys are going to be something really to reckon with when it comes into 2026 season.
Yep, I'd agree. There
you go. Scratch, go ahead, buddy.
Well, yeah, man, you're a perfect person, being that you've been racing since you were like 4.5 years old, to give some of our young listeners what it's like, what it's going to take, what do they need to do to get to where you're at today? What it's going to take to get from 4.5 to where you're at?
I mean, it takes everything. Like, if you're not fully dedicated, then you won't make it anything, right? That's not just NASCAR. I feel like even if you're going to pursue college or sports, you just really got to be fully dedicated and put all into it, especially have support with your family and friends and everybody. Like, if your whole group's not in, then nobody's in. You know what I mean? You need everybody to be 110%. And luckily, me and my brother are very fortunate with my family and my friends and just everyone around me that's supported me since I was 4 years old. Like you guys said, you just really got to stay dedicated and make sure everybody's on the same page. You set your goals out, and when you set a goal, I think anything's possible.
Tyler, we always give our guests the last word of the day, man, and I want you to take a minute here to thank the folks at Nice Motorsports, your team, sponsors, if you want to give a shout out to, and please let everybody know your social media accounts to where they can follow you through your racing career. Please, sir.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody at Nice Motorsports. I mean, getting this truck ready in pretty short notice. We leave Monday next week to bring the hauler down to Phoenix because it's a 2,000-mile haul. So thanks to Mike Shiplett and Mooney and Cody Efon, just everybody that's working hard on that truck, and everybody in the pit crew, Jeremy, who runs the pit crew organization over there, just get me ready and prepared. Since I've never done live stops, I'm going to struggle on that part, I feel like, a little bit, but I can't thank everybody at Nice Motorsports enough. And McLaren Transport for being on the truck. I'm excited for having them on the track. They'll have a lot of people out there, and it'll be their first race. So I think it'll be really cool. For my parents, my grandparents, everything they've done for me, Power Gen Components, and everybody at Chevrolet that's got me really in shape physically and mentally this year, Josh Wise and Scott Speed and Dan Jensen. I really couldn't have done it without that whole group this year. And it's been a long and stressful year. Haven't had much luck, haven't had much success, but I'm excited to get back on the right track.
There you go. He's got to be
my
racing.
Instagram will be Tyler_REIF_41. That'll be for all handles.
There you go. Tyler, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Good luck to you. Good luck to you in Phoenix. We definitely want to keep in touch. You're a local guy, man. We're down to the studios or downtown Las Vegas. So, man, anytime you want to come down on a Thursday afternoon, got a free man. I got a 12,000 square foot indoor drift racing track here, man. We can get on that thing and sling them and fling them. We can talk racing with you and have you come in and join the show anytime. You're always welcome, Tyler. Good to have you.
I know personally he's easy to beat on that track too, by the way.
I'd reach out to my brother. He has 20 drift RCs.
Really? Well, bring them on down, man. Let's all have a good time. You got it.
Yeah, we
Tyler,
will, for
thanks
sure.
so much for joining us. Thanks so much for joining us, and good luck to you next week in Phoenix for your first start with Nice Motorsports, buddy. Thank you so much, bud.
You guys. We'll
Yeah,
talk.
good luck,
You got
Tyler.
it. Thank you. Good luck to you, Scratch. I'll tell you what, man. Let's go ahead and take the break, and when we come back, we'll just start back with racing around the country.
Sure.
We've got all the racing news and notes from all the sections. Scratch with a K down in Daytona Beach. Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas. Take me to break.
Man, we've already had two great guests, man. The show just got started. We got plenty more on pit road racing on the way with myself, Scratch with a K, and Alan Michaels back in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. We'll see you soon.
Come on! What the yeah! Oh man! Woo! That is awesome!
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at. I'm in Las Vegas, Scratch with the K at the Nutcheck Studios in the heart of the racing capital of the world, Daytona Beach, Florida, everybody. Want to thank Matt Hagen for joining us, man. Eddie, he's a cool dude, Eddie, man. I tell you, I like him. I like him because he's a good Southern guy, man. You know, he's got a hell of a farm, man. He raises cattle and horses on the farm. He's got he grows corn. He grows CBD products.
We always have cool guests on here, and I always like them. I'm like, man, I'm gonna end up liking half the field in most of this stuff. When we, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna root on everybody. You know, I want to though. Everybody's so cool. You see, Mike. But speaking of which, it just reminded me, about we talked to Michael McDowell a while back, and that was a great interview, and he's awesome, right? Did you see that new Tide ride, buddy?
Yeah. That thing is bad looking, man.
That is a pretty ride. That's a pretty
and it's
ride.
The colors, and it's not so much the colors. It looked more. It had that flashy of when Ricky Rudd drove the Tide car. Not so much the Waltrip look, but
yeah, no, that's a good looking. That's a good looking Tide ride. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That is a good looking Tide ride. And then he had the pole at Talladega, man. Awesome. It's just awesome. Good for him.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens over there. It's going to be interesting. I just got a thing just flashed on NASCAR.com. Just came in. Front Row just signed a multi-year extension for Zane Smith, so he will stay in the number 34. So that leaves Noah right there running with those guys, and so we'll have to figure out.
I believe that whole team is everybody's good there.
They're going to stay. I think it's all going to end up, I think, with this charter thing. Well, anyhow, let's get back to it. We were racing around the track, brought to you by our good friends at the Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino. They're in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, everybody, at 855-384-7263. You can book online, downtowngrand.com. It is the official hotel partner of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame and on Pit Road Racing. Scratch, when we left, you were at Monster Energy Supercross. So take it from there, buddy.
I was. I mentioned this racing at New Smyrna. You can go to newsmyrnaspeedway.org for that. And at Volusia here, go to volusiaspeedwaypark.com. You can check out that stuff. I'm not going to reiterate all that stuff. There you go. Go check it out. Monster Energy Supercross Series. That's where we left off. 2026 season opener. It's going to kick off January 10th in Anaheim, California. The Progressive Flat Track Series. That is going to begin right here in Daytona Beach with the season opener March 5th. East Coast Speedway motorcycle racing action October 26th. West Coast Speedway Racing Industry Hills October 25th. The World Speedway Invitational. F1, that's taking place tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. It's the Grand Prix of Mexico. IndyCar 2026 kicks off with the GP March 1st on the streets of St. Pete, Florida, right here on the other coast. That's going to be accompanied by a Craftsman Truck Series race. That should probably be a good time. NHRA October 30th through November 1st at the Strip in Las Vegas. That's what we were just talking about. It's coming out there. It's going to be a good time out there. High Limits, that season is finished for 2025. And right now we do not have an opening date for 2026, but we'll let you know, of course, right here on All Pit Road Racing as soon as we do get one. NOS Energy Series October 24th. At 81 Speedway, October 25th, Arrowhead Speedway. You got American Beer Modified Series, November 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Craftsman Truck Series. They will be tomorrow, 6 p.m. on Friday, the Slim Jim 200 at Martinsville Speedway. Xfinity Series IAA Ritchie Brothers 250, also at Martinsville Speedway, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. The NASCAR Cup Series, last round of 8. This is it. You want to race for the championship, be part of the Final Four, you better get in now. It is at Martinsville Speedway. It's the Xfinity 500, and it is Sunday at 2 p.m. Alan, that's a look at around the track. What do you say, buddy?
That's it. Brought to you by our good friends at the Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino, 206 North 3rd Street, Las Vegas, downtown, in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, everybody. 855-384-7263 or book them online at downtowngrand.com. Get your getaway scheduled now. Downtown Grand Hotel and Casino, the official hotel and partner of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame and on Pit Road Racing. Real quickly, Scratch Las Vegas, the INEX series. The Legend cars are on the Asphalt Nationals. Bull Ring this weekend. They had practice started on entries on Wednesday night, practice last night. They got another round of practice today. And then tomorrow, Saturday, is all the big races. They'll have the Bandoleros out there, the pros, the young lions. They'll have all that rolling for you. And our guest that was to appear today at 3:45, Mr. Austin Thompson, we had him scheduled for the show, but they changed the schedules around, Scratch. And he had a break right there, but I couldn't see taking his dinner break to do this interview. So Austin Thompson, for those of you out there, he will appear on this program next Thursday. He will be on here at 3:30 West Coast time, 6:30 on the East Coast. So great 15-year-old kid coming up from the Carolinas, man. So we'll talk to him next week. And also, finally, my friend, like I said, you got the IMEX series running out at the Bull Ring this weekend, October 30th through November 2nd. You already brought it up, the NHRA. November 6th, 7th, and 8th, the Open Wheel Showdown. That was Duel in the Desert. Over 350, 400 modified Scratch of Blaze, the dirt track here. And then we wrap it up November 20th, 21st, and 22nd at the Heineken Grand Prix. F1 returns back to Las Vegas, my friend. So that's what you got right there, man. We're looking good. We're looking good.
I like the way you just rip your notes up and toss them like it's like the Johnny Carson days, or who used to throw the cards. Oh, Letterman
used to throw the cards. He'd throw the cards. All we need is a fake cup of coffee with vodka and an ashtray with 5 cigarettes burning, and we'd be right back in the Carson days right there.
Well, we're not 100% sure what's in your Red Bull can. I'm assuming it's Red Bull. I just believe
it's Red Bull. It's Red Bull.
I know.
Yeah, it's Red Bull. Now,
and this
after we could get done, we could be heading over to Hammer and Aries for a mango margarita.
I just saw too. They moved their comedy show. It's not Thursday anymore. They have it on Wednesdays now. The comedy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And Bennigan's Tavern just started Tuesday night comedy down there. So they've got it down there at Bennigan's, the Irish pub. They have Tuesday night comedy, so you can come in there and watch comedy with them.
Do you ever see the guy that plays the guitar like right out in front of where you guys are at that's always singing songs about people that walk by? I saw this guy on TikTok, but he's always like right there, like right across the street, your side of I think it's the Strip, right? What is
on Fremont?
Backstage.
Oh yeah, the Backstage Billiards, and that's who's involved with that. Justin Timberlake's involved with that. It's a rock and roll nightclub, 3-level job, man. It's a pretty cool place.
I used to do
Just
comedy
about a block away from here. Yeah, it's about a block from here.
Comedy over there. So this guy is on you guys' side of the block, though. I see him on TikTok all the time, and he's playing an acoustic guitar, and he's always singing songs about people that are walking by. It's pretty funny. Anyway, now we're off that subject.
There's a bunch of them out there, buddy. I can tell you that right now.
Anybody going out for the drag races next week? Anybody going out for NHRA next week, man? Go hunt this guy down. And then go get some laps in at Gene Woods.
You want to get some? I'm going to tell you what. You want to get some laughs in the freak show, man? Come on down here down Fremont Street anytime after 9 o'clock, 7 days a week, and you'll get all the freaking fun show that you want. I guarantee.
Yeah, that's a great neighborhood.
While you get ready to pull up our racing news and notes, we're going to start with the NHRA. When you get your stuff together there, I'll let everybody know. Hey, if you'd like to book a private party or a corporate event at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, we got it for you right here. Season's opened up, man. I've got the A1 Electrical Company coming in tomorrow. I got 75 people coming in to drift car race. Got a full taco bar catering for them. We can set it all up for you. If you need some more information, give us a shout at 702-270-8100. Once again, 702-270-8100. Ask to speak to myself, and we'll get you guys hooked up, man. We've got catering from Hammer and Harry's. Evil Pie's got the pizza. Woods Family Sandwiches. If you want catering for deli and pinwheels and cookies and all that, we can put it all in here for you. So we've got I got 3 big groups coming in. Scratch, I got the A1 Electrical, got 75. I've got the Guide Dogs of America coming in. I love these guys. They all come in. There's about 50, 60 of them come in. They got guide dogs with them. Now, the guide dogs don't race the go-kart tracks, but they're real cool animals to be around. So if you'd like to get some information and book a private event or a corporate event at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 702-270-8100. Okay?
I was trying to tell you, when you're talking about food this time of the night, that over here it's dinner time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like here it's dinner time. So you always talk about all this food. I'm about to disappear and go get me some food. It's all about to get hungry. Yes, sir. I'm ready. NHRA is what we're doing, correct?
That is correct, sir.
All right, that's good because that means you and I are on the same page, sir. Time for a look at that NHRA that we were just discussing. This segment is brought to you by Hammered Harry's. Good food, fun times, service with an attitude, and home of the $5 margarita, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. And as mentioned, they moved the comedy shows from Thursdays to Wednesdays. Alan, talk to us.
You got it. Current point 7, 2 events left, everybody. The NHRA season, of course, the Nevada Nationals coming up next weekend. Top fuel, Doug Coletta leads Justin Ashley by 141 points. Matt Hagen talked about it. He's in the whole 112 over Austin Prock. Can anybody beat him? He's going to have a good weekend. Dallas Gunn leads Greg Anderson by 60 points in pro stock. And a new points leader, Richard Gadsden, is leading Gage Herrera by 72. Never thought this was ever going to happen. The last year and a half, 2 years, every time we've reported pro stock motorcycles, it's sort of like F1 with Max V. It's Gage Herrera all weekend long. Well, we finally got a new points. Special note, exclusive interview coming with Tony Stewart next weekend with Dodge, and we're going to take a look at that brand new top fuel dragster that the Smoke's going to be running, man. I knew he'd have a car. I knew he would have a car coming in, and he's teamed up with Elite Motorsports. So we're looking forward to that interview scheduled between 1 and 2 o'clock. So if everything stays on the timeline next Friday, and we'll do the interview live on Facebook here, and we'll capture it, and we'll play it back up on the show for you next week. But Tony Stewart will join us. That's a look at it, Scratch. Tell me about
it. Okay, this says it's brought to you by Hammered Harry's. Good food, fun times, service with an attitude. Home of the $5 margarita, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
There you go.
I got sidetracked. I was listening to you, and I'm so excited about Tony Stewart that I was like, yeah. And then you're like, Scratch, and I'm like, what?
There you go.
Oh well.
F1, you ready? Let's do her.
F1. Let me dig into the
notes.
Dig into the notes. There we go. I got it right there. Look at that. This segment is brought to you by our partners at Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, you can call them up at 678-381-8527, AtlantaMotorsportsPark.com. Atlanta Motorsports Park is the country club of motorsports.
F1 back in action at the Circuits of America in Austin, Texas for the MSN Cruisers Grand Prix was Max Verstappen in his Red Bull racing machine, picking up his 5th win of the 2025 season scratch. Plus, he picked up in the point standings. We'll go over that in just a second. F1 championship finishing up, 2nd spot, Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc racking up the podium in 3rd. F1 teams are there, the 2nd of 3 stops here in America. And, of course, they're going to be back here in Las Vegas coming up at the end of November. Right now, Scratch, it is tightened up. And I tightened up. Oscar Piastri at 336, Lando Norris at 332, and Max V has jumped up into 3rd at 306. This is going to be a race to Dubai, buddy. This is not over by a mile. It's not over. If Oscar thinks he's got this title wrapped up for 2025, I got news for him, because look out for Lando Norris and don't count Max V out of this at all. Comments, Scratch?
Yeah, man. You remember when it looked like Oscar had it all wrapped up?
Yeah. We were halfway through. I was tearing paper up going, it's done and over. Here, I'll give you a Letterman. There you go. I thought I was done and over with.
Well, it doesn't look like it is now, is it?
Nope. All right.
Nope. All right. This segment brought to you by our partners at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, call them at 678-381-8527. www.atlantamotorsportspark.com. Atlanta Motorsports Park. It's the country club of motorsports.
Get ready for you. Just go ahead and get ready for NASCAR, and I'll take the rest of this here. Just a couple of things, high limits for you, 2 races for you. Right, night number 1, Rico Abreu, Darren Pittman, and Giovanni Cisalci, my friend, wrapping it up there for you. In night number 1, night number 2, Rico, and then it was Darren and Brad Sweet. It's all done and over with. The championship belongs to Rico Abreu. In fact, he just signed the deal. He joins Tony Stewart Racing next year in the sprint car. So Tony keeps landing the champs, buddy, and he just took another. Brad Sweet finishes up in 2nd. Brad Marks in 3rd. And a big note that we'll talk to you about it in chat talk, Scratch. Brad Sweet has announced his retirement, okay?
Yes,
this report brought to you by our good friends at Red One Scooters. They're a great mobility company, 702-713-0587. They'll get you around. And real quickly, dirt racing, man, at Angel Park, Sheldon Huddleston, Emerson Axman, and David Gravel doing them for you. 7 races left in the NOS Energy Series. David Gravel up on top. Coalfield 138 back. Carson Macedo 298 back. Bobby Pierce leads the American Beer, and Nick Huffman in 2nd with 124. Ryan Gusterman in at 308. This segment brought to you by the good friends at Gene Woods Racing Experience. My friend, it's time for you to tell everybody what's happening with NASCAR last weekend in Daytona. And this segment brought to you by the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tickets are on sale for the 2026 season at lvms.com. Tell me about NASCAR, Scratch.
Yeah, man. You got some race facts here from Talladega from the Craftsman Truck Race as Giovanni Ragario. He won the Lowe's RV Stop 225. It is his first victory in 23 Craftsman Truck Series races. It's his first victory and 11th top 10 finish in 2025. This is his first victory and first top 10 finish in a race at Talladega Super Speedway. Corey Heim, he was 2nd. Ty Majeski, he finished 3rd. Giovanni Ragario, he is the highest finishing rookie. Corey Heim, he leads the points now by 75 points over Tyler Ankrum. Corey Heim, after races in the driver's points, after race 2 of 3 in the round of 8, you have Corey Heim on top. Rajah Caruth, who we've got some big news about here in a little bit too, I believe. He is in 2nd in the Truck Series points right now. Tyler Ankrum is looking at 3rd. Caden Honeycutt is 4th. Outside that championship for us, Ty Majeski, Lane Riggs, Daniel Hemrick, and Grant Enfinger. Xfinity Series action. Austin Hill, he won the United Reynolds 250, and then he flipped everybody in the stands the bird. It's his 14th victory in 144 Xfinity Series races. It's his 4th victory and 17th top 10 finish of 2025. It's his 2nd victory and 2nd top 10 finish in 8 races at Talladega. Carson Guapel, he went on to finish 2nd with Justin Allgaier in 3rd. Carson Guapel, he was the highest finishing rookie. Connor Zelich, he leads the points by 7 over Justin Allgaier. You got Connor Zilic at first. Justin Allgaier, this is race 31 of 33, by the way. Justin Allgaier being in second. Jesse Love is third. Carson Guapo is in fourth. Below the elimination line, Sammy Smith, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed. Your Talladega facts from the Cup Series side. You have Chase Briscoe winning himself in there into the Final Four in the Yellowwood 500. It's his 5th victory and 178 Cup Series races. It's his 3rd victory and 19th top 10 finish here in 2025. This is his 1st victory and 3rd top 10 finish and 10 races at Talladega Superspeedway. Todd Gilliland, he finished 2nd, posting his 4th top 10, finishing 8 races at Talladega Superspeedway. He's a pretty good Superspeedway racer, in case you didn't know. Ty Gibbs, he finished 3rd. Shane Van Gisbergen was the highest finishing rookie, just outside the top 10, in 11th after a wild mishap on pit road where he hit a little bit of water. Chase Briscoe, he leads the point standings by 9 over Christopher Bell. This is Cup Series playoff standings after Talladega. It's race 34 of 36. We're coming up on 35. Race 8 of 10 in the playoffs. Race 2 of 3 in the round of 8. Right now, you're sitting here like this. Chase Briscoe, he won. He's in. Denny Hamlin, 2nd. He's in. Christopher Bell, he may be in. We'll see what happens. He's in right now, up by 37 points. He is 3rd. Kyle Larson, Young Money, sitting in 4th. He has plus 36 points. Now, below the championship round cutoff, you have William Byron, minus 36 points back. He had a heartbreaker last week. Joey Logano, minus 38, is in 6th. Ryan Blaney, minus 47 in 7th. And Chase Elliott, minus 62 in 8th. So we'll see how this ends up this weekend at Martinsville.
There we go. We'll see. Paperclip, buddy. Last shot. It's going to be fender beating banging. You know it. It's going to go there. I think there's going to be, I don't know. There's going to be a couple of these guys that we think is going to make it that don't. That's it. All right.
Yeah,
take us a break. When we come back. Hey, listen, when we come back, we'll do, we got Chat Talk, Butterbean Queen, first Ram driver for Kellogg. Well, got all that. You got the latest on Rajah Caruth, all kinds of stuff. A settlement has not been reached. They're all going to court in December. We'll talk about it. Take us a break, Scratch.
That's a lot of stuff he just said that we're coming back to here shortly on Pit Road Racing. I'm Scratch with a K. That is Alan Michaels. We'll be right back with more racing.
Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless. Here, a lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
At Hammered Harry's, we're not like other restaurants.
The hell do you want?
We're service with an attitude.
There's your food. Don't ask me for anything else.
Dishing out great food, strong drinks, weekly events, and a hefty serving of sass. Only at Hammered Harry's.
There we go. What a thank Matt Hagen. Scratch, don't worry, I'll get you a hat, bro.
Cool.
I'll get you a
I like
Tony
hats.
Stewart. I'll get you a Tony Stewart hat. Don't worry about it. You notice he caught the Mobile One too, man.
Yeah, I like hats. I'm a fan.
I got this in Vegas. Tony gave this to me in Vegas. Whatever. God, how long has he been gone? What, 5, 6 years now? 6, 7 years? I think so. But Tony gave me this hat.
Man, I'm gonna shout out real quick to David Shannon from the Blown Pistons podcast, man, because he's been on here for a minute commenting. But I had my big screen on, so I didn't see the comments myself because I had my big screen, so I could see, our guests better. And then and when I struck it down, I'm like, oh, all right.
There you go.
Big fan.
Yeah, he said he's happy about Raja.
Yeah.
And he thinks this is Briscoe's year, man. This could be it. So I guess Ashley is hoping for Joey Logano. You know, we got to hi to our friends at the Blown Pistons out there.
Yeah.
There you go. Good show. I was on their program. Real good show. Husband and wife team, sort of like how Diane and I started this. Want to let everybody know, Scratch, good news. Diane got a call from the dialysis center yesterday that she was supposed to be going today and Saturday for her treatments. They told her, don't come in. Her levels are coming up. They told her she has to do this. She has a urination box and she has to put the urine in the box and then they read all the numbers from it, right? Mm-hmm. So they told her, don't worry about it. Come back Tuesday. We're going to give you the orange box back again. We're going to run a test. They might be pulling the port out of her, man. God has worked in not mysterious ways, his ways to do that for diets. And I think she's going to join us on the show next week. Yeah, I think she's going to join us here in studio next week. She's all psyched up. She's ready for the move to Florida.
Fantastic.
The only thing she's worried about is them little lizards down there, man. She don't like them little lizards, them little chameleon lizards.
They don't do anything, man. When we were kids, we used to hang them off our ears. Now I just watch them run around and stuff. I don't even mess with them.
Yeah, I told her. I said they won't mess with you. Just leave the lizards alone. All right, let's do racing. Let's talk some racing chat here. For you got that first story about Brandon Butterbean Queen. Tell me about him, buddy.
That's a pretty cool story too, man. Brandon Butterbean Queen. He's named the first Ram driver for College Racing. College Racing announced that the newly crowned ARCA Menard Series champion, Brendan Butterbean Queen, has been named the team's first Ram 1500 driver of the 2026 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season. College Racing is the anchor team for Ram's return to NASCAR, and it revealed that it would field trucks in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series beginning of 2026. Queen is the first of 5 spots to be announced. I don't know if you know or not, but a couple other ones were announced as well. Since. Yeah. And local boy for here, Daniel Dye, is going to be one of them.
Really? He's going to the Dodge Ram.
Yeah, because Colleague will not be fielding any Xfinity cars this year.
Oh.
So
they're going to go straight from trucks.
Xfinity drivers are going to the trucks, which is Daniel Dye, and I wish I could remember the other one off the top of my head. I'm going to see if I can find out.
Okay.
While we continue on, if you want to, while I look.
Well, you do that. I'll go ahead and read the stories. Casey Mears is going to make the NASCAR truck debut back in Martinsville. This will mark his 600th career NASCAR start. Veteran race car Casey Mears will make his long-awaited debut in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Takes place with the green flag of the Martinsville Speedway October 24th. He'll be driving the number 69. the pit stop diecast Ford F-150 for MBM Motorsports. The race will make a major milestone for Mears, his 600th career NASCAR stop across the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series. Mears, who won the 2007 Coca-Cola 600 and has been earned success across multiple platforms of motorsports, now adds another chapter to his career. He will debut with the MBM Motorsports, bringing together a respected driver and a passionate team and a fan favorite sponsor dedicated to NASCAR's diecast and collectible community. So that's what you got there. Casey Mears is back into a truck. I always like watching Casey runs. He runs in the high limit series, had a pretty good year, finished in the top 10 in the dirt racing. So, it's good to see Casey back in there. It's good old timer, good guy to interview. Get a chance to, if he ever gets out, if you get a chance to talk to him, Scratch, definitely grab an interview from him. He's a really good guy, a real good interview. Go ahead. Did you have some updated on the Rams there?
I didn't. I couldn't find it. It is Daniel. Daniel Dye's one of them though, for sure. The Xfinity drivers for Colleague are going to be racing the trucks for Colleague. Those are two of the other drivers. I think so that leaves two seats open.
Right.
To my knowledge, I just am drawing a blank at who the other one was.
We'll get her found out. There you go. You got the latest on Luke Baldwin. He's going to close out the season for Thor Motorsports.
Yeah, man, that's Thor Sport Racing is proud to announce that the return of Luke Baldwin to the track in the number 66 Flex Ford F-150 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season finale at Phoenix Raceway on Friday, October 31st. That's Halloween night. That'll be scary. Also, Nice Motorsports announced that Tyler Reif, right, that we just had on. We just had him on. He's going to make his first NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series start at Phoenix Raceway. And if you missed it, he was on earlier, so you'll want to rewatch this and see him talk all about that. It was pretty cool.
William Salvich has been released from the hospital after the Xfinity race at Talladega. The driver of the number 18 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota NASCAR Xfinity Series has been released from the Alabama hospital, according to the Joe Gibbs Racing team and spokesman. Salvich was initially sent to the Infield Care Center to the local media facility and further evaluation following the crash of Sunday's Talladega Superspeedway. The JGR team posted on the social media that he was released about 2 a.m. local time at lap 45 in the round of 8 in the playoffs. Leland Honeyman turned around into the turn number 1 turn, contacting with Mosaic and Connor Zelish before Mosaic shot up the track into Solwich's, and Dean Thompson and Jeb Burton were also involved in this. Scratch, you've got an update about this because apparently he's not going to be racing at Martinsville this weekend. So there's an update on medically on him.
On William Swallich.
Yeah, on William Swallich, yeah.
Yeah, they announced that he will miss Saturday's race at Martinsville, and after experiencing concussion-like symptoms following the accident during last Saturday's race at Talladega, they're going to put Justin Bonsignor. He's going to drive the 18 Sound Gear Toyota GR Super this weekend. Of course, he's disappointed he's not going to be able to, run, but
right.
At the same time, when he's feeling better every day. So when he does, when he gets right, the concussions aren't nothing to play with. So he'll get in there. But yeah, Justin Bonsignor. Is that right?
I guess so.
Bonsignore. That's how you spell it.
Bonsignor. Okay, or close to it.
Justin
He's been Williams been working with Dr. Collins from the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, and I guess NASCAR is going through them with a lot of the concussion protocols. So as soon as he's back at the track, we'll let him know. But yeah, we thought at first he was going to be cleared and ready to go, but apparently he got the bell rang pretty good up there. So better safe than sorry, right, my friend? Better safe than sorry.
For sure. And Daniel Hemrick was who I was trying to name a minute ago from college. Daniel, yeah, I saw a report that said Daniel Hemrick and Daniel Dye will be in those college trucks. Two more drivers in the college truck.
Before we get to the Ross Chastain, Shane Van Gisberg gig, man, you mentioned this earlier. Rajah Caruth is going to run a partial schedule for Junior Motorsports. Rajah Caruth will join Junior Motorsports in 2026 to run a part-time schedule in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, driving the number 88 Chevrolet for the team. And that announcement came this past Tuesday morning. So it looks like Rajah is set and ready to grow. Carruth has a pair of wins in the NASCAR Truck Series with Spire Motorsports and has entered this weekend's round of 8 elimination at Martinsville for a second on the playoff grid. Since Carruth debuted in the Xfinity Series back in 2022, he's made 22 starts across 3 different teams. Alpine Racing, Hendrick Motorsports, and Jordan Anderson Racing. His best effort is a pair of 12 finishes at Martinsville with Alpine back in 2022. Now, you got the story about Chastain and SVG are going to be going to Little Junior Motorsports too next year, buddy. They're going to be sharing a ride. Tell us all about it, Scratch.
Yeah, man, you said it. Junior Motorsports, man, they were busy this week because they got Ross Chastain and Shane Van Gisbergen as they continue their partnership with Trackhouse Racing again here in 2026. They're going to run Chastain and SVG for select O'Reilly Auto Parts Series racing. The duo appeared in 8 combined races throughout the 2025 season, with SVG scoring the victory at Chicago Street Course. He also finished runner-up to Connor Zilich the following week at Sonoma Raceway. Chastain earned a trio of top 5 finishes in 5 starts, leading a race-high 120 laps at Iowa Speedway. The pairing will share the number 9 Chevrolet, which has competed in 10 total races in 2025. Here's some more news that's pretty crazy, unless you want to comment on that.
No, man. I mean, I think I like Rajah. You know, he had a little spot there, you know, sort of little vocal bugga, and Hendrick wasn't too happy about it, but I think they squared everything. He's a good driver, man. He's a good kid. Good driver. But you got the latest on Daniel Suarez, which this is going to wrap up the rumors right here about Kyle Busch leaving and maybe moving. So this kills that deal right here. Tell me about it, Scratch.
It does, and I was helping spread those rumors last week. I did it on the radio show. I did it on Pit Road Racing, and now I am wrong because it's Daniel Suarez signing with the Spire Motorsports. That's right, a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series race winner and 9-year veteran of NASCAR's premier division. We know where he's going now because he's moving over to Spire Motorsports. We know who's going to drive the number 7 car for Spire Motorsports because it's him. He's going to drive that number 7 Chevrolet ZL1. Suarez, he's 33 years old, and he spent the last 5 seasons at the controls of the number 99 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing. He's going to make his first start for Spire Motorsports during NASCAR's annual preseason festivities, February 1st at historic Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The Monterrey, Mexico native is the 2016 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion, and he made his first Cup Series start in 2017. He's since gone to a record 321 starts on the NASCAR senior circuit. That seems weird, the senior circuit, where he's logged 3 poles, 2 wins, 24 top 5s, and 75 top 10 finishes. And Freeway Insurance, that's going with him. It's going to serve as their anchor partner and be showcased as the primary sponsor aboard Suarez's number 7 Chevrolet, beginning right here in 2026 at the Daytona 500 in the World Center of Racing, Daytona Beach.
You got it. Well, they try to mitigate, and nobody's going to do nothing. So you got the latest. So I guess we're going to court, man. I guess that's it. We got to go to court.
Yeah, it looks like attorneys for NASCAR in 2311 and the Front Row Motorsports have finished the second day of settlement talks without any settlement. All parties declined comment on leaving the courthouse after talks. Judge Kenneth Bell was a hearing scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, October 23rd, on motions for summary judgment made by all parties. From the podcast.
It's Bob Bacchus. Yeah, there you go. Fox Sports. There you go.
Bob Bacchus from Fox Sports. That's like a tongue twister right there. The update is at 2311 at Front Row Motorsports and NASCAR attorneys and parties declined comment as they left court today. The second day of the settlement conference, no settlement, summary judgment hearing still scheduled for Thursday.
Going on right now. We don't know. They're going to court.
Yeah, that's right now.
Everybody's got to lose. Everybody's going to lose on this deal if they don't get this thing settled. You said it, and I've said it. You might as well just lick your wounds now, and be done with it. Settle it. Everybody go down the middle of it and say, okay, I'm going to give you this. We get that. Then the next side goes, we want this, and you're going to get that. You're going to have to split this down the middle. Everybody's going to have to give. Quit playing with all the BS with this crap. because you're destroying the sport. You're destroying it for the fans. Get it settled, get them out, and get the teams on the track. This would never have happened if they wouldn't have started this damn charter deal.
True.
Now everybody's got greedy. That's what you and I both know this. We have beat this horse, and we have beat this horse for weeks.
Weeks.
Months. So, you can either settle it. NASCAR, you can either settle this thing and get the teams back racing on the track, or you're going to lose 5 to 6 cars. You're going to lose them. You can't put 40 cars on the track. You only did it for this year so far. Well, so far, 5 races this year. And they'll put 40 next week. They'll put 40 on the track this week. They'll put 40 on next week to close it out. I looked at it this way. Who was I talking to yesterday? If we're going to do this playoff thing, and there's only 4, because this wraps it up for all 3 series this weekend. If you're going to make the playoffs in the Trucks, Xfinity, or the Cup, you got to either win or point it out by this weekend. Why were we even going to waste time and have 40 cars and 40 trucks and 40 Xfinity racers or whatever show up at Phoenix? Why don't we just have the 4 show up, put it all on one day, 150 laps, each event, 150 laps. That's going to give everybody 2 green flags, at least 1, if not 2 green flag stops, and let the 4 race it out. Why do we even need the other cars there? I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, because nobody wants to watch 4 cars race. Even though that's what we're watching anyway.
Well, that's what we're watching. That's what we're going to watch anyhow.
I mean, I'm going to go back to something Michael McDowell said once about talking about trying to get into the playoffs or, something along those lines. Okay. I'm going to say, so, he had said, if so-and-so was in front of him, he might go ahead and put the bumper to him to get around him for the win so he could get in, because knowing that somebody was already solidly in, et cetera, who cares, whatever. But I want to use that. That's just kind of what I thought of to compare it to this. Carson Hocevar hasn't won a race yet in his career, right? Came close. He's going to be a great driver. Probably going to win at least a few races, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, we're at Homestead. A guy like Denny Hamlin is running for the win. Okay, Denny Hamlin. A guy like Denny Hamlin is in first, running for the win. All Carson Hocevar has to do is give him a little punt. Crashes him, right? To get his first victory, which he's earned, which he's worked hard for his whole career, right? And whoever is in second in the points is now the champion.
Right.
How is that looked on? How is that looked upon? You can't blame anybody in this position. I'm just saying, how would people look at that? How do you look at that? How do you look at the fact that Carson Hocevar has been hungry all year, and then a guy like Denny Hamlin, who would punt his own mother out there to win a race, is in first? I mean, you punt the guy and you take away his championship so you can get your first victory. I would think if you're racing, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know. If you follow along with King Richard Petty and watch his podcast, he thinks this whole thing should be done. It's 36 races, and whoever has the most points at the end of the season wins the title.
Yeah, like I told you, I like that idea. I like them emphasizing maybe a little more point separation between winning a race and second. That you know what I mean, as opposed to the win and you're in playoff thing, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think if you emphasize people winning more races, you're going to encourage winning more races. I believe. I think I agree with that. But again, if you're not going to go back to that, I also, if your guys are stuck, if NASCAR is stuck on the playoffs, as I've mentioned, then just at least keep everybody in it until the end.
Yeah.
Don't eliminate drivers. If you're stuck on having playoffs, then whatever amount of drivers you're letting into playoffs, that 12th place person, today could, although not realistically win the championship, at least still has that opportunity to move around somewhere. That 12th place guy, 16th place guy could be 8th right now, but not the way they're doing it now.
And NASCAR paid the teams off on your finishing. You got so much money for your finishing positions. I agree. Hey, listen. 5 points to win the pole, 5 points to lead a lap, 5 points if you lead the most laps. Sure. Starts out at 175 points to win, and then it's 10 points back for everything past. So seconds 165, thirds 155, back it down 10 points. So that way you might not have had a good, you might have been able to pick up 5 for a pole, 5 for leading the lap, and you might have led the most laps, but finished 10th, but you still got 15 extra points and you got your points along with it. So I'm just saying.
I think a little bigger, another couple extra 4 or 5 points, for a win on top of that would be.
Well, I set it at 10. I said 10-point difference. So if you want to go 15,
no,
okay.
you go 10-point difference between everybody if you want to, but
Yeah.
the win between first and second, make it 20 or make it 15 or make it whatever.
Well, you got to keep the number.
An extra 5 for the win. You got to
Yeah. Okay. So go 15 points. So 15 extra points to win.
Sure.
And then you're 15 down or 15 down extra or whatever, or 15 to win it. 10.
That doesn't even mean the guy with the most wins is like an SVG. You know what I mean? That he would be higher in the points. He would be higher in the points, but he's still that consistency. You're still getting paid for that. You're still getting your points for consistency, which would have had SVG, not probably the points leader, but
he's in for a shot at it coming down the stretch.
But he's looking good with 5 victories. You know what I mean? Because he deserves it. Not the guy that's going to win the championship that's got. I mean, if that would be the case, a guy with a win and he got in.
Look at 94. Earnhardt didn't win all year long, but won the title because he was consecutive.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, that's
a great example of what I'm talking about though, too.
Right.
That's a great example of what I'm talking about. If you give more to the people that's winning, then your consistency and you being the top dog more often than not is beneficial. Earnhardt might not win that championship had we given more points to the winner throughout that year. I'm not taking the championship away from Dale Earnhardt, but what I am saying is you reward the consistent winner with more points along with racing consistency. And I think that's how you get your champion.
Yep. Talked about this earlier when Matt was on the show. R+L Carriers signs a multi-year as a primary sponsor for Elite Motorsports and the Top Fueler. Well, Erica Enders said this a couple of weeks ago on a podcast or an interview with Tony Penegron that we have purchased a Top Fuel team, and no matter what it is, we're going to find a driver and a team that's going to be able to handle the car. Well, they sure as hell did because they got Tony Stewart. And Tony ain't got to worry about no money because R+L Carriers have signed a multi-year deal primary sponsorship with Elite Motorsports Top Fuel drag show to be driven by Tony Stewart beginning in 2026 for the NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series. Elite Motorsports has announced that the R+L Carriers, a global transport provider designed to provide superior service and competitive prices, has signed a multi-year deal as the primary sponsor for Elite Motorsports Top Fuel team. Elite R+L Carriers was founded back in 1965 as a family-owned business and operated with more than 21,000 trailers and tractors. They focus on providing safe and efficient operations and repeatedly investing into modern technology, improving driver safety, upgrading infrastructure, and enrich the lives of their employees. This is a great deal right here, Scratch. You heard me say it. There's 2 names in the sports industry, in the sports world. If they make a telephone call, ain't going to be no problem with money. One is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan does not need to dip into his pockets, at least he wants to, because all he needs to do is call a major company. And all they're going to ask Michael, how big is the check and when do you need it? And I believe Tony Stewart has reached that category too, that he does not need to spend his own money unless he absolutely needs to or has to, that he can make a telephone call, and this has proven it. There's going to be a big unveiling next weekend at the track. Dodge is all involved with this, the carrier, the sponsor, Tony. We will be there live to cover this, and I am so psyched out about this. I am looking so forward to this, buddy.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time, man. I'm excited for you and for us as a program.
There you go. You got the latest on Skag Racing. How about it?
Yeah, man. They want to congratulate Tom DeLago. He's being named their new crew chief, and they're going to name an assistant crew chief in the near future after they consider a few people in the team. Their goal is to keep the entire team together as they continue to pursue championships. Skag Racing would also like to thank Mike Green for his tremendous efforts and success at building a very strong team. We wish, they say, we wish Mike well, all the best as he moves forward in his career. And we are thankful for all Mike's contributions to our successful program. So that's their message there from Skag Racing. The very well wishes. We wish Mike well. Good luck on your next adventure. You know.
Yeah, there you go. Gene knows those guys over. He knows the guys, the people, the big wigs at Skag Racing. He's told me they're a really good company. They do mowers and garden equipment and things like that. And he said they're a real good company. And finally, it was announced. It has been announced, but all the final decisions will come at the conclusion of this year. That Brad Sweet is going to retire from with racing, both from the high limits and from the World of Outlaws. Brad Sweet made more news in an extraordinary active sprint car silly season at this time. A magnificent announcement. After a decorated career, accumulated 6 straight 410 national titles from 219 to 224. In a 2018 Knoxville national victory, the 39-year-old Swede is retiring full-time driver from the gas car sanctioning body. He says it's become that time, and he wants to spend more time with his family. Casey Kane, meanwhile, has not announced Sweet's retirement replacement for the 2026 season for the High Limit Series. The story will be updated, scratch when Sweet's message and the full statement will be heard this Sunday night at the High Limits Banquet. So a great career. I mean, the guy's been racing 30, 40 years, man, and it's just time to say, I've had enough. I want to spend time with my family, and it happens.
He's had a great career.
Good career.
He's had a great career. Sometimes it's just time. Sometimes people know when it's time. Some people, as we know, sometimes people don't know when it's time either.
There you go. All righty, man. We got the High Bank show tomorrow, 5:00. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, man. The High Banks tomorrow. That's WSBB 106.9 here in the New Smyrna, Volusia County area. We are the great voice of Volusia County, and I am the racing ambassador for the High Banks. I do daily racing reports, and we have the High Banks on there every Friday, 5:00 Eastern. If you're in the area, like I said, it's 106.9 or AM 1230. If you're not in the area, you can stream it on TuneIn, and I'm joined every second half of the show. It's an hour-long show from 5 to 6, and the second half of the show, my colleague right there, my man, Alan Michaels, he joins me for the Racing Around the Country segment where we do the interviews like the ones we do on here.
There you go. Let everybody know that the First Lady of On Pit Road Racing, Diane Fox, will be back in studio. She's going to be out at the strip with me next weekend for the Tony Stewart interview. And just to keep everybody updated, Diane is doing really good. She thanks everybody for the well wishes and support that she's got on Facebook. We just sort of let everything out. We're just sort of private people, man. We're not those type of people, Scratch, that, sits in the emergency room and takes pictures and, oh, my God, I got IVs coming and, oh, my God, this and that. But we found out yesterday that she was due for her dialysis treatments again today and on Saturday, but the dialysis center called her. The numbers were up, so they canceled the dialysis for this today and for Saturday. Told her to come back Tuesday. They're going to give her that orange jug. She'll do the thing that she has to do. And with God's miracle, praise, and glory, man, they'll take that thing up out of her chest, and she will be done with it, and her numbers will be back. So the First Lady right there, Diane Fox, the lady that put this show together, will be back with us next week, everybody. There you go.
Great.
All right.
The producer, the boss.
She is the boss. She is the boss. She's all excited about getting out to the strip. Her favorite's Antron Brown. Her and Antron, I'll tell you, when her and Antron get together, I just turn around, walk away, and go smoke a cigarette or something because they'll sit there and you know what I mean? She loves Antron, man. So, all right, when you racing again?
Well, supposed to race at next Saturday at the Freedom Factory, which is owned by Cletus McFarland. So supposed to race next Saturday. Got a big event Friday and Saturday. I'm just going to go over for the Saturday race, and that is if I make it down to Titusville to C&L Towing, my sponsor, where the car is at. If I can make it down there, evaluate the car, and make sure it's up to par, because I beat it up a little bit the last time I raced it, but I didn't do anything too bad to it, so I really haven't done much lately, and then those races I was going to do at Citrus County Speedway, they changed the format a little bit, so I didn't make it over there to that. I was supposed to get over to the track today with my teammate, and he didn't make it, so I kind of got stuck. But all right, we'll figure it out, man. If I don't do that, I definitely plan on going to Ocala.
All right,
race 3 times. If I do Bradenton, I'll race my junk 3 times and I'll race my junk 3 times in November. But the Lucky Rabbit is only going to make it to one of them. I'm going to let you know that right now. The Lucky Rabbit is making it to one, and that's it.
If you're here in Las Vegas this weekend at the Bull Ring, the IMAX Series is here, the Bandoleros and the Legend cars. So you can get out there and watch that. And, of course, next weekend, the NHRA is here in Las Vegas. Tickets are available at NHRA.com or at LVMS.com, or you can pick them up at the gate. And it's all the major series. You have Pro Stock Motorcycles here, the Pro Stock division. We'll have Nitro Funny Cars and Nitro Top Fuel. And, of course, you'll have all the side classes from the Lucas Oil Series because they actually stay an extra week longer. So you get that bracket racing like Matt was talking about with some of the old classic cars and things like that. So it's a great weekend. And then, of course, the Duel in the Desert or the Duel in the Showdown will be in a couple of weeks. Over 350 to 400 big block modifieds come to town to race that dirt track. 4 nights they're racing scratch. They start on Thursday night, and they will run heat races till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to get the final field, I think, of 25 set for Sunday night's main event. So great racing there. And, of course, if you're F1, I will tell you this. I'm getting notes. If you're interested in F1, the ticket prices for F1 are dropping. I mean, they are dropping to the point that it's actually affordable for the general public to actually go to. You can pick up a ticket, depending on the section you're in, for about $100 right now. So, I mean, that's a big difference from when it started. I think that they figured that, Las Vegas is going to have its high rollers, man, but not everybody's a high roller. And if you want to put butts in the seats, you got to make it affordable. So that's where we're at with that, buddy. That's it. Next week, Scratch. Next week, 2 great local racers. We've got a legend car driver, pro division, Austin Thompson. Austin was going to be on the show with us today, but was scheduling out at the Bull Ring and practices and everything else. We just couldn't get it to fit right. So Austin will join us next week, and we got another young kid that Diane's working on. So we'll have racing around the country with there. There you go, buddy. That's it. Good show. Matt Hagen.
I was just texting my boss. Yeah, that's funny. I was just texting my boss at the radio station, being like, tomorrow's going to be good.
Tomorrow's going to be good. Yeah. Tell her I said hello. Anything else that you got to call for before I call for Mr. John?
No, man. Me and the rabbit say goodbye.
Say goodbye then.
Goodbye then.
There you go. Ellen Michaels in Las Vegas. My buddy Scratch of the Day at the Nutsack Studio in the home of the racing capital of the world, Daytona Beach, Florida. Thanks to Matt Hagen, Tyler Rapp, all joining us for On Pit Road Racing, man. Back at you next Thursday, 3 p.m. here on the West Coast, 6 p.m. on the East Coast. Great guests. We'll talk all about Martinsville and all about racing. Get you set up for NHRA, folks. John?
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.